Just recently at the Upfronts for TV, Disney was hyping up their future output, and during their whole conversation in regards to what's coming out, they outlined their brand new plans for Marvel Studios, specifically the amount of content they're going to be releasing going forward. And well, if you were excited for the good old days, I guess, that lasted from like 2012 to 2024-ish? Yeah, that's no more. As Kylo Ren once said, let go of the past, kill it if you have to. Well, I guess that's exactly what Marvel Studios is going to be doing. So here's the latest update from Marvel. Now, this was something that they talked about at the TV Upfronts, but then they would later go on and explain that, yes, it's true that they are scaling everything back. There's going to be far less output from Marvel Studios going forward. Now, they did say it would take a couple years to get here, so obviously there's still some holdovers of the old plan, but we're going to talk about all that, well, right now. So let's talk about the first thing that was announced, which of course is how their new model going forward with TV is to deliver seasons of TV shows on a quicker turnaround and basis. So what they're saying is that they want current seasons like Daredevil to have a season every year and a half max wait between seasons, and they can't take time and take like 1 to 2 to 3 years between seasons because they've seen it doesn't work, and also they've seen from competition that it doesn't work, which puts us at the start of the new plan, which is 3 films per year maximum. Okay, so in this scenario, why they say 3 films max is because Marvel Studios themselves is going to be putting out 2 films a year. When they're working with Sony, that's when you're going to get 3 films. So if they get back to the old plan, every 2 to 3 years, you're going to have a year where you have 3 films, and one of these is going to be Sony's Spider-Man offering. Now, of course, this is the official Spider-Man stuff, not the Sony cinematic universe of superheroes or whatever they ended up calling it that they might get back to. They might not. We don't really know, and I don't think people really care, to be honest with you. So, of course, if we look at the future, starting with like Secret Wars, for example, right? We don't know what's coming out that same year, but we can see that there are placeholder dates. But then you have next year, Avengers Doomsday and Spider-Man. We know that they wanted a 3rd film out that year, but of course Blade has been indefinitely on hold and or canceled. So again, you can see how they're having a sliding scale in regards to how they can make this work, which again is a good plan on their part, which brings us to animation. So animation, the plan is to do 2 to 3 shows per year. Now, of course, X-Men 97, the brand new Spider-Man or Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, on top of other shows that are coming out. You know, this year we have multiples, but this is starting really next year, they're saying. 2 to 3 animated shows per year are the goal. And again, this makes sense. And if we look at the old way they used to do things, where I talked about, you know, the golden age of Marvel TV and the output, what I'm talking about is, of course, Marvel Entertainment and Marvel Studios and how much content they used to make, and why Marvel TV is doomed to never be like it was. So back in the old days, people don't really think about it, but the amount of content we've had from Marvel Studios when they've been working on TV, like, fails in comparison to how much we were getting from Marvel Entertainment. Within a span of 5 years, we had Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. running. We had Agent Carter. We had Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, The Punisher. We had Hellstrom. They were working on Ghost Rider. We had Runaways, Cloak and Dagger. Don't forget, it was also Marvel Entertainment and the TV division working with Fox to give us Gifted and Legion. There was also Inhumans, and I'm probably forgetting things, and they were working on animation as well. That's all obviously being scaled back as part of the new plans, because what happens is that there was too much. But again, perception back then wasn't what it is today, because people today think that there's too much content, but we actually have had less than ever. But again, the way that Marvel really went out there and dumped it, and also the way they treated it with the budgets, doesn't justify follow-ups, which then brings us to ultimately what is really being, I guess, the end goal of this entire thing, and that's how they're going to be doing Marvel TV going forward. And well, Marvel TV going forward is 1 to 2 TV shows per year. That's it. And this is just live action. So looking at that, if Daredevil has a new season every year, something else will jump in and add another TV series per year that's live action. Now, obviously, we don't know what this is, and they could jump around. We could have one year where it's Miss Marvel Season 2, and then the next year we get something else, and then the following year it's Miss Marvel Season 3. But Daredevil is in a standing rotation, guaranteed. So the ultimate question is, can Daredevil save Marvel TV? So Marvel Studios' newest initiative is Daredevil Born Again and the way it's produced, aka keep it under $50 million, keep it street level, and do it on the cheap. Now again, it fails to live up to the cheapness of something like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or the other ABC and Hulu shows, but again, those shows also ran for longer and were produced differently. Under Marvel Studios, they're managing money differently and inflation and everything, so they're really banking on Daredevil being the thing that drives people to Marvel TV. And I think it will work for a time. Now, despite all the glazing that Marvel's Daredevil gets, and trust me, it's my favorite out of all the TV stuff, the Netflix shows, they seem to get overblown. At their peak, they had 14 million views. That was season 2. Season 3 dropped off to under season 1 numbers. And there was even analytics that said that season 4, when it was still supposed to happen, they were going to be reducing budget because they figured it was going to drop even lower to an average of 5. So people were starting to lose interest, and that does happen. And again, it's all going to depend on season 2 of Born Again and how it holds. But you can tell that Marvel is going to keep a close eye on it and that they're adjusting according to expectations. And I wouldn't be surprised if Daredevil is received well, and many of the characters in Season 2 are as well, that we could see some of the Defenders brought back in their own series, which I think would then constitute of adding more shows on a cheaper budget. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will, and if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer it exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.